It was a quiet Sunday morning in Maplewood, a small, picture-perfect town where everyone seemed to know each other. Emily Carter, a 33-year-old elementary school teacher, woke up to the smell of coffee drifting from the kitchen. Her husband, Daniel, was an engineer, calm, steady, and dependable. They had been married for 8 years and had one daughter, Lily, who was 6 and full of life. Emily thought her life was normal, maybe even perfect. But sometimes, perfection hides cracks, ones you only notice when something suddenly breaks. That morning, she went to check on Lily, who was still asleep with her stuffed bunny tucked under her arm. Smiling softly, Emily went to grab her towel and headed toward the bathroom to take a shower before breakfast. When she opened the bathroom door, the last thing she expected was to see Daniel sitting on the floor, crying silently. His back was against the cabinet, a small box open on the tiles beside him. For a moment, she froze. "Daniel," she said softly, her voice filled with concern. He looked up, startled, wiping his face quickly as if trying to hide his tears. I didn't hear you come in." She stepped closer. "What's going on?" He hesitated, then pointed at the small wooden box. Inside were letters, old, yellowing envelopes tied with a ribbon. She recognized her handwriting instantly. These were the letters she wrote years ago, before they were married. Emily knelt beside him. "You kept these?" she asked, a small, tender smile crossing her face. Daniel nodded. "I used to read them when we argued, just to remind myself how much we meant to each other." Her heart softened. "So, why are you crying?" He handed her one of the letters. It wasn't hers, it was from someone else. The handwriting was neat and feminine, but unfamiliar. She opened it carefully. The first line made her heart stop. "Dear Daniel, if you're reading this, I hope you can forgive me. I never meant to leave without telling you the truth." Emily frowned, reading on. The letter was from a woman named Laura, written almost a decade ago, around the time Daniel and Emily had first met. The letter spoke of a baby that Daniel apparently never knew about. Emily's voice trembled. "Who is Laura?" Daniel took a deep breath, his eyes full of regret. "Before I met you, I dated Laura for a short time. We broke up, and I never heard from her again. I thought she moved away. I didn't know." Emily looked at him, her heart pounding. "Didn't know what?" He whispered. "That she had a child." "My child." The room fell silent except for the faint sound of the dripping faucet. Emily sat still, absorbing his words. Later that day, after Lily was dropped off at her friend's house, Daniel explained everything. He had received the box in the mail the night before, with a note saying, "You deserve to know." Inside were the letters and a photo of a teenage boy who looked hauntingly like Daniel when he was young. "I don't even know if it's true," Daniel said. "But if it is, I have another child out there." Emily's emotions were tangled, confusion, hurt, compassion, and fear all mixed together. "So what are you going to do?" "I want to find him," Daniel said quietly. "I owe it to him. And to you, for being honest." Emily turned away, tears filling her eyes. "Honest? This should have been something you told me years ago." "I didn't know, Em." I swear, she believed him. Daniel wasn't the type to lie. Still, the thought of another child, one she never knew existed, filled her with unease. Over the next few weeks, Emily watched Daniel change. He became quieter, more distant, often staring at the old photo in silence. One evening, after dinner, he finally said, "I found her family. Laura passed away 2 years ago. The boy's name is Noah. He's 15. Emily's heart sank. "Oh my God, that poor kid. He's living with Laura's sister in Chicago. I called her. She said Noah knows about me, and wants to meet." Emily didn't respond right away. She stared at the table, then looked up at him. "Then we should go." Daniel blinked. "We," she nodded. "You're not doing this alone. If this boy is part of your life, he's part of mine too." A week later, they drove 6 hours to Chicago. The air was tense but quiet, filled with nervous anticipation. When they arrived at the small suburban home, a tall, shy boy opened the door. His green eyes, just like Daniel's, widened in recognition. "Hi," Daniel said softly. "I'm your dad." Noah nodded, looking both nervous and relieved. "I know." Emily watched from behind, her heart aching at the fragile beauty of the moment. The three of them spent the afternoon talking, laughing awkwardly, sharing stories about Laura and life. By the end of the day, it felt less like a meeting of strangers and more like the start of something new. Back home in Maplewood, things slowly began to change. Daniel kept in touch with Noah, calling him every few days. Emily helped him navigate how to balance their family life with this new reality. There were challenges, confusion, emotional days, and tough questions from Lily. Daddy, who's Noah? But through it all, Emily chose compassion over resentment. One evening, months later, Emily walked into the bathroom again, the same bathroom where everything had changed. She looked in the mirror and smiled softly. This time, there were no tears, no secrets. Just reflection, and peace. Daniel entered quietly behind her, wrapping his arms around her waist. You've been my rock through all of this, he said. She smiled. That's what love is, Daniel. It's messy, it's real, but it's worth fighting for. He kissed her forehead. You walked into the bathroom that day and changed everything. Emily laughed. Guess sometimes, walking in at the wrong moment leads to the right kind of truth. The reflection in the mirror showed two people, imperfect but whole, broken but healing, and deeply human. And for the first time in a long time, Emily felt grateful for the day she walked in that bathroom door.